Well, hi there, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm comedian Alex Elkin, and besides standing on stage and telling people jokes, one of my favorite things to do is to smoke, and to smoke meats. So today, I'm going to show you how to make my very special brown sugar bourbon bacon. This is delicious. What we have here is a beautiful 5-pound slab of some of the most delicious fatty pork belly that money can buy. Now to start with, what you want to do is square off your pork belly so that when it gets in the smoker and you go to slice it, you can get those nice evenly shaped pieces of bacon that you want. Very, very simple ingredients. What we have is 6 teaspoons of kosher salt, 6 teaspoons of coarse ground black pepper, 8 tablespoons of brown sugar, and we've added some of our pink curing salt. And we've used a full teaspoon on this because we've got a 5-pound pork belly right here. Now you don't want to overdo it on the pink curing salt. It is very powerful and a little bit does go a long way. Also, you don't want to confuse the pink curing salt with pink Himalayan salt. Totally different. So we've got our dry ingredients already set up. And we've got our pork belly kind of sliced up here. Now what we like to do, of course, on the top fatty part, is we're gonna score the top with a nice X-hex scoring, okay? You can see how it separates, but not too deep to where it's gonna slice into the meat. After we've scored it, we lay this down. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of our seasonings on top of it, just to kind of rub it in. All right. Once we got those seasonings nice and rubbed in there, we're going to go ahead and shove it into our Ziploc bag, and then we add the extra special secret ingredient that I came up with myself. The original recipe for this bacon called for all of the ingredients that I'd mentioned beforehand, but then they said you needed to throw in some distilled water. Our last ingredient here that we're going to throw into our bacon to make sure that it gets that savory flavor that you can only find with this is some of our beautiful brown sugar bourbon. And this brown sugar bourbon is sweet, it's fiery, and it's got a hell of a kick. And this is what's going to add that extra special flavor to our bacon. Distilled water, distilled bourbon, same difference. You want to make sure you're airtight. And just go ahead and give it a good shake and mix it around. So just flip it over so that each side gets evenly cured for about 7 days as it sits in the bag in the refrigerator. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how we're going to smoke it with some delicious woods and get that good smoky flavor that you want in your bacon. Okay. So here we are, it's a week later. We've been curing our bacon inside the fridge, flipping it over every day to make sure those succulent juices get inside the meat to give it a full flavor of what we want. Now, I like to keep my cold smoke somewhere between 90 and 110 degrees. You can use whatever woods you like. I recommend things that are sweeter, maybe apple, cherry. Today I'm using peach because I got a ton of it. Let's take a look at the pork belly and you can see what the process of curing over the week has done. As you can see, our pork belly has taken on a different caramelized color. That brown sugar bourbon is really soaked through with the other spices and the curing salts that we've used. So our temperature is just right where we want it. We got the nice clear smoke billowing out the top. We are ready to put our pork belly on the grill. It's now time to add a little bit of this great smoke. So we've got our soaked peach wood here. Just gonna go ahead and throw a handful in. It's been soaking in apple juice for a little while to give it that nice flavor. And again, the moisture in there is gonna keep it from flaring up and just catching on fire. It's gonna get a nice smoke to it. So we throw it on our wood. You can already hear that sizzle of the apple juice hitting those coals. We're gonna let that go. We'll see in about 4 hours when this is gonna turn into bacon. Well, there you have it, folks. Brown sugar bourbon bacon made straight from a pork's belly into your mouth. We cured it over 7 days. We smoked it for about 5 hours, and it is beautiful. You can see here that we've got a nice dark caramely color on the outside. It's not cooked. We did a cold smoke, keeping our degrees between 90 and 110. So when you slice it up, it's just like what you get at the store, except this is going to be the most flavorful, delicious bacon you have ever put in your mouth. Guaranteed. Share it with friends. Tell them about it. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't show you what it looked like fully cooked and how delicious it is. So much flavor. That smokiness is coming through. The brown sugar gives it a depth that you won't find in any store-bought bacon. Anyway, we're off to go make some BLTs. Hope you enjoyed this. Join me for more videos on the Careers on Fire tour. I'm Alex Elkin with our brown sugar bourbon bacon recipe, and I hope you had a smoking good time with us. Thanks for watching.